Fesker ma cymara ha shiv. Catch a veal shiv a coyet and you. I'm still on my Gaelic course. You'll be happy to see it here. Tell us where you're watching from in the comments. It's always great to hear. Now, not long till the voting finishes in the MG Alapa Scotstrad Music Awards. You've got to the 14th of November, so don't be late. Visit scotstradmusicawards.com and just see the riches of musicians and organisations that we have in Scottish traditional music. It's pretty amazing. All the results will be announced on the 4th of December on BBC Alapa from 9 p.m, or just check out Hands Up for Trads social media. We'll be using the hashtag #Natrads. Anyway, please welcome our guests today, Ainsley Hamill, Cameron Nixon and Ellie Beaton. How are you doing, guys?
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah, now Cameron, you are our furthest afield guest today. You're in the Netherlands. What are you doing?
I know, yeah, not usually. It's usually Glasgow, but I'm out in Alkmaar at the moment, like sort of near Amsterdam. And my dad's out here for work at the moment, and he said, would I like to join? So I thought, oh, why not? I've never been here before. So here I am out here, and then I'm going to visit catch up with a childhood friend tomorrow. So that'll be lovely.
And have you been hitting any of the tourist hotspots?
Not quite yet. I mean, I was doing the bicycles this morning. I've been out 3 hours this morning on the good old cycle pass here. So I've done that, and I've had lots of cheese. So yeah, some things.
Oh, amazing. Well, before we get to chatting, we are going to watch a clip from one of our trad videos of the year. It's from Mary McMillan singing Myra Nan Curate, and the video is made by Don Ian McKinnon.
Steht Heri Harano, Heri Harano. Had je weer leven, maar de nina gaat je movel. Heri Harano, Heri Harano. Hani shim nam vuur met mocha stoye. Heri Harano, Heri Harano. Not on vader ook me khudi kutrem nakem. Heri Harano, Heri Harano. Asach traumer nacht ook veel nan jet. Heri Harano, Heri Harano. Ach, wij dat lang vooruit staan nog goed door een plek. Heri Harano, Heri Harano. Helik warm samar alash nacht bulat gombrek. Heri Harano, Heri Harano. Daar worden we pas gevo as le moch leef. Heri Harano, Heri Harano.
Oh, that's a great video, isn't it? It's actually, the music is produced by Barry Hall, who's also one of the musicians of the year. The production's great and the energy is so good.
Mm-hmm. That's a good song.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway, congratulations to you all on your nominations. Ainley, you're nominated in Gaelic Singer of the Year. and both Ainsley and Cameron are fighting it out in the Kitty Finlayson Scots Singer of the Year. A quick thanks also to the sponsors of these categories, the Highland Society of London sponsoring Gaelic Singer, and the TMSA for sponsoring the Kitty Finlayson Scots Singer of the Year. So, Ainsley, you've been nominated before, haven't you? 2015.
Oh gosh, was it 2015? Yeah, I was. I think that was the year. Did Julie win it? I can't remember.
I'm not sure.
I think I voted for Julie.
To be honest, usually if Julie's in any category, she wins it. I remember her being nominated for Folk Pipe Band of the Year once, so...
That's amazing.
Yeah, I was looking up the records, actually. That was in Dundee. That was in the Caird Hall. That might be one of our first years in Dundee, maybe. Big party, anyway, I'll bet. So, Ainsley, I was going to ask you, where did you first hear and learn Gaelic?
So I started to learn Gaelic when I was at school. It was actually primary school, and so I went to primary school in Argyll, and Gaelic wasn't part of the curriculum, but we had a teacher that was dead interested, and she would teach us wee phrases and songs, and that's really where it all started. And then I joined the Gaelic choir, as you do, at Hermitage Academy, and yeah, it just went on from there. You know, just this real love of like the tunes and the words, and just being totally intrigued by it, you know.
That's amazing. And is there any Gaelic in your family?
Do you know what there isn't? Now through me learning and being so involved, my dad stayed interested and he's now learning Gaelic, which is really cool actually. We have conversations and yeah, it's great. My mum's like, I feel so left out. I'm like, you just need to learn it as well.
Now you've had quite an amazing year this year. You've released your debut album, Not Shiplands, which is quite a fantastic bit of work. Tell us about the album.
Yeah, that was really cool to release that in lockdown. It's actually my first release that there's actually no Gaelic on, which is actually really unusual for me, because it's like my comfort zone to do a mix of Gaelic and my own songs and Scots songs. So I was trying to create a divide and just do something totally different, something I've never done before. So it was an album of all my own songs, and I paired it with visuals as well, like archived footage and present footage of Govan and the characters of Govan that the whole album's based on, and all these really amazing characters that came from humble beginnings and achieved like magnificent things. So the concept was cool right from the start, so there was a lot of inspiration to be had just from the research of the characters.
Yes, I was going to say, where did you find these characters in?
So I was put in touch with the Govan Reminiscence group, and they gave me a lot of inspiration of who to write about, and there was a lot of really amazing women in particular, and so this sort of feminist / equality outlook really started to expand and take over my inspiration, and that fills up a lot of the album, those sentiments. Like people like Bella the Ball, Belle Moore, the Olympic swimmer, and Lizzie Robinson, who never lost time working as a munitions worker, and Mary Barber. Yeah, there's some really, really amazing people in the story.
Tell us about one of them. Tell us about Belle.
Belle, oh my gosh, she's an amazing woman. So this is all round about the First World War, right? So she was known as Belle Moore, but her real name's Isabella Moore. And she is the youngest British woman and only Scottish woman to win an Olympic gold medal in swimming. And basically in the Stockholm Olympics in 1912, they went and won. It was the first ever women's team to compete, and some countries never even put women forward to compete because it was so blinking scandalous that they were showing their knees in public. And yeah, they won, and they were presented with their medals and their wreaths, and it was amazing. And then they come home, and then literally nobody cares. I know, depressing. And they break more world records, set world records, and she had to continue just working as a swimming teacher because she couldn't really make a career out of what she was doing because she was so uncelebrated. And then she moved to America, and that's where she lived out her life. And only recently has she been inducted into the Sports Hall of Fame, which is amazing because she deserves it. And I guess when I was writing the song, I had like a picture of her. She's really, really beautiful, and you just think that actually at the time, such a talented woman and being so beautiful that they could only see her beauty. They could see nothing more of her. So thus came about Bella the Ball. So yeah, it's one of my faves actually from the album. She's an incredible lady.
Oh, that's a great story. And also with this album, you recorded with an orchestra.
Yeah, how weird, eh? I mean, it's kind of like, you always got that wee guilty pleasure, like mine's recording my string orchestra, and it was epic. It was so good.
That's amazing. And because Cameron and Ellie, of course, you are at the RCS. Do you ever get to sing with orchestras yourself?
I think I do get to at some point, but I'm not entirely sure. I could be making that up.
Yeah, I think, well, I guess on the vocal course at RCS, there's probably more opportunities for that sort of stuff. But I think the RCS trad course, they do a lot of collaboration, so there sometimes is an orchestral number that we work alongside.
Oh yeah, and Ellie was telling me just before we went on air that you're about to do your first opera too.
Yeah, I am. I'm going to be in Hansel und Gretel.
Could you translate that for us?
Believe it or not, it's Hansel and Gretel in German.
And Ainsley, you have a Celtic Connections gig on the 23rd of January in the Mitchell Theatre. Is that a launch of the album, or?
So I was really lucky actually to do a big launch at Tramway in August, so I get to do it all over again. So I literally can't believe my luck with that. So yeah, come along, folks. It'll be good.
Who's in the band?
Oh, the band's good. We've got Malcolm Lindsay on electric guitars. He plays these amazing guitars. One is so old. He's got a steel guitar that he got at auction years ago, and yeah, it's good. And then Pippa Murphy on synths and keys. She's got a blinking hard job. I don't know how she does it. I pressed all the wrong buttons. Lights would be flashing. Who else? Got Yvonne Lyon on backing vocals, Cammy Maxwell on bass, and then we've got a string section as well. So it's still a really big band. So
that's amazing, and it's such a fabulous stage to play on as well.
Yeah, totally.
Right, we're going to watch a video from the album, which is, I think, did you shoot some of the footage of the Squinty Bridge in Glasgow? And it's interspersed with lots of great older footage.
Yeah, exactly. We've got some really old footage and then some brand new footage as well. I actually drove up to Glasgow to try and get the sunrise, but I bloody missed it, didn't I? So this is what I got.
Well, let's watch it.
Salt water and city fill my head. Darkness falls on the bridge. Treading on concrete slabs, running fingers over cracked paint on railings that divide. People within, it's a sin. Walking further down and within, tenements loom as darkness further crows in. You're never alone within these streets, cackles of girls and draggies in short skirts. Blue and green, they're always seen on Saturday. It's just the way it's always been. It's not just Shepperland, there's more to this river and land. She'll open her arms and welcome you'll feel. Soon you'll see it's more than the boats that are made of steel. Ladies roll the trolleys down the road. Messages for children's children, mince and tatties. But not for now, they say it's always better the next day. Her running by scuffed black clerks, slamming pavements hard before it's too dark. It's not just Shepperland, there's more to this river and land. She'll open her arms and welcome you'll feel. Soon you'll see it's more than the boats that are made of steel.
Great, what a great video, great sounds as well, Ainsley.
Oh, thank you.
Now, for anyone watching at home, remember and tell us where you're watching from. It's always great to hear. And there, I see there's a wee hello to you from Osp, Ainsley, in the comments.
Osp is from Iceland. She is an amazing singer. Folks should check her out.
Yeah, she was on our Make Music Day with her Blood Harmony family, and they were it was a great bit of pop music they made.
Yeah, they're amazing.
So, all of you are nominated for singing in one of Scotland's 3 languages. And I think we need to make this clear that we have 3 languages. I mean, nothing to know. Go, oh yeah, we're trilingual, but the general public don't think that we're trilingual at all. We probably think that we're monolingual, bilingual at most. Ellie, did you, when you were growing up, do you think about yourself as a Scots speaker?
I think I did actually. I knew that, especially when I moved to Aberdeen, that I knew that I was perhaps from a different kind of background from people just from speaking my version of Scots being Doric. So that was when I really realised when I was about 13, 14 that I could actually speak more than one language.
That's amazing, isn't it? What about you, Cameron? Where did you first hear Scots?
For me, I wasn't brought up speaking Scots or Doric, even though I was brought up in Aberdeen. But Scots was... I sang Scots songs from a young age, but it was really Plockton on the west coast of Scotland where I actually did and learned a lot of my Scots songs.
So you went to Plockton. Was that for your 6th year?
Yes, that was my final year at school. And that really elevated the Scots song for me, and it made me want to do it, was going to Plockton. It was just amazing. What a fabulous place, and what a year I had there. It was lovely.
I mean, it's interesting you talk about your young self, because I was searching YouTube last night.
No.
And I happened to find a very young you singing Danny Boy.
Oh, no.
I think it might be your dad's YouTube channel. Thank you, Mr. Nixon.
I don't know what possessed him to put that up, but...
Well, we're going to have a wee listen to it now anyway. But I have to say, you were a beautiful singer. And let's let the audience at home judge.
Oh, no, that photo.
We have to do the next bit. Here we go.
Danny boy, oh Danny boy, I love you so.
Well,
My word, Simon. What a memories. My voice was so high as a wee treble there, and then now I'm all the way down in bass section. I don't know what's happened. Someone clearly pulled up my trousers for that.
well, to be honest, it is mighty fine singing as well. You know, beautiful, in tune at that age as well. Would you have been 12?
Yeah, probably around that.
Yeah, pretty amazing actually. So,
That's brilliant.
good. It's amazing what you can find on YouTube.
I know.
Anyway, Cameron, you continued singing through your teens, then went to Plockton. Was song around you then?
Most definitely, yeah. I mean, I grew up a lot of doing classical singing and working a lot in choirs when I was younger. So I'd done singing for so many years then. And then I sort of dabbled around Scots song, but it wasn't until I applied for the Plockton Music School that I really went into Scots song and delved deeper into it and learned all about it, really. I went up there for an advisory audition. I sang, and it sounded so classical. And Doogie Pincock, the head there, told me to go away and maybe rethink about how I would get my Scots song voice. So I worked on that and went back for an audition and eventually got in, which was lovely. So I went there for 6th year and then did Scots song alongside with Wendy Weatherby teaching me alongside fiddle as my second study, taught by Gordon Gunn, who was fabulous.
Not a bad lineup of teachers there.
No, they have some fantastic tutors out there. It's very special.
And so you went from Plockton to the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland. Was that just the obvious thing to do for you?
I think it felt so. Yeah, I mean, I was in two minds. I gave myself an option really. I had a plan of applying for university to do geography or geology, and then I had applied for the RCS as well, just as to have two options anyway. And when I got into RCS, it was the most amazing news, and I just thought to myself, I've got one chance here to just go for it, so why not? So I went to the RCS and did Scots song down there, and it was just fantastic. Yeah, 4 years of music there.
And who was your music teachers there? Was it Rod Patterson?
Yeah, Rod Patterson. It alternated between the 4 years. I had Rod Patterson and Fiona Hunter as well.
I mean, and when you were there, Ainsley, who was your teachers?
So I had, for Gaelic song, I had Kenna Campbell and Mary McInnes. And then for Scots song, I had Rod. And also had Gordina McCulloch and Anne Nielsen as well, who, it's only when you look back that you feel dead grateful for the, like the teachers that you had, wonderful singers,
Yeah, very lucky. Gordina and Anne, someone was telling me the other day there that they were at the Conservatoire and they used to go down to the Anne and Gordina's Ballads Club to sing. Right. And Anne would always look after him and make sure he had something to eat and something to drink, and then they'd all go to the club, which Anne Nielsen and Gordina so missed people actually.
Absolutely.
Ellie, do you get to do anything in the Scots course, or are you very much focused on the opera angle?
Very much focused on the opera just now. I'm doing trad piano, I think, next term, so I think that's going to be the extent of my trad career at the Conservatoire. I
would say it's something you don't need to. It's all in you anyway. It's quite interesting. I remember Kristen Harvey and I think Megan Henderson doing the classical violin course, and actually they could already do the trad thing. They were all doing it for different reasons, technique and all that. It's we're very lucky as trad musicians when it's in us.
Yeah,
it's part of us. We're very, very lucky. Cameron, I have got another video of you here, but it's a fairly recent video of you singing.
Thank goodness for that.
Here's another one from 1985.
I've got an even smaller person and a higher voice.
This is you singing at the Scots Language Awards with Rachel Campbell. It's a great duo that you make, actually. What's the song that you're singing in it?
This is a great song called The Brewer Lad, and it's all about a young lad who's courted this young lassie, and she decides to go off with a boy from Edinburgh instead of Perth. And so he decides he'll go off and brew some beer instead.
Let's have a listen.
In Perth lived a bonny lad, a brewer to his trade, oh. He has courted Peggy Roy, a young and handsome maid, oh. We follow diddle a dum do, we follow diddle a do. Well, he's courted her for 7 long years, I for to gain her favour. But then come a lad who to in between was swore that he would have her. It's will you gang along with me, and will you be my honey? It's will you gang along with me, and leave a brewer laddie. Oh, I will gang along with you, alright, oh. I'll gang with you to the ends of the earth, oh, spoke to the brewer lad, oh. We follow diddle my dum do, we follow diddle my do. The brewer he come hame between a spearing for his honey. Her father he made this reply, she's no been here since Monday. Oh, wasna that an unco ploy, would anyone be offended to court me a lad for 7 long years and leave him at the end of it? We follow diddle my dum do, we follow diddle my do.
That's great. That's a great song, isn't it? We're all singing along at the back there. Just to say, George Stewart Ainsley has said fab album, fab show. So,
that's so nice. I love George.
Yeah, it's great, actually. We'll have a bit of support. Right, where are we now? Should I mention anything else? Oh, yeah, I've got a thing. Hold on, where is it? Oh, yes.
Oh, no.
No, fine.
It's a video of Ainsley when she was 7.
Oh, dear God, no.
No, it was only you, Cameron, you know.
Only me you couldn't prove.
I did look for one of Ellie, but there was absolutely nothing there, so... Right, so, that's great. Right, so Ellie, as we say, you are studying at the RCS, and I had a question. So singing opera, is it tiring?
It can be. I think of it as a full body workout when I'm having my rehearsals. Like, it feels as if you've done about 100 sit-ups after you've sung a 4-minute aria. So.
And do you have to learn languages to sing in it?
Yeah, so this year I'm learning German. Last year I learned a bit of Italian. I can only speak a good amount of French, so I think I'll be doing with a master's students French next year that I really couldn't tell you about 4th year. So.
Oh, that's amazing, isn't it? It must really help. You know, did you say you're doing German at the moment?
Yeah, I just started. I've only been doing it for about 4 weeks. Oh my days, is it stressful to learn German.
So, where did you learn your first Scots song then?
I have a vague memory of being at a ceilidh in Forg in Aberdeenshire and being kind of plonked on a table and singing Bonnie wee Jeannie McCall when I was about 3. That's my first memory, but other than that, I just kind of grew up with it. My granny and granda were big into country music and Scots music, so just through that really.
Oh, brilliant. And was there, so did you go to Cayley's, Keith Festival, was that a place for you?
Yes, I actually started off as a Highland dancer, and every year in Huntly they would have these tourist Cayleys for kind of locals and tourists to come, and I wasn't really interested in the dance, and I was more there just to get up and sing on stage.
Oh, that's amazing. I mean, you're obviously, I mean, everyone in here today, apart from myself, is very young, even you, Ainsley. But we were talking about this before, that you were also all finalists in the Radio Scotland Young Traditional Musician Award as well. Do you remember much about that, Ellie? Because I'm asking you because that's the most recent one.
Yeah, I remember quite a bit of it actually. I remember maybe not so much after it because me and my flatmates had quite an extravagant 5-person party. But no, it was such a good experience. I didn't expect to get through to the final, so just
of course, yeah. And Ellie, you did the lockdown version.
I did.
And
yes.
Cameron and Ainsley did the City Hall's final with all the people cheering. It was great, and we're going back to do that this year as well, which is really exciting. The 6th of February. And Ainsley and Cameron, you both sang on Malinky's last album. Ainsley, Ellie, and Cameron sang on Malinky's last album. What was that like, Ellie?
Oh, I was so grateful to have been a part of it because I was in my 5th year of secondary school when they asked me to do it. So it was just great to work with them because they're such great musicians, and I was so thankful to have sung Sleepy Tune.
And how did you meet them?
Steve had heard me singing through the TMSA, and I think they were looking for young singers like myself and Cameron. I know that Cameron knew Fiona, so I think that was kind of how I got it as well. So.
And how did you meet Fiona Cameron via the RCS?
Yeah. Fiona was teaching me that year. I think it was third year. I think it was third year when I did it. And Fiona taught me that year. So I think she put in a good word to Steve, and then we moved forward there. It was great.
Well, good. Well, we're going to listen to Ellie singing, also at the Scots Language Awards not so long ago. And this song you're singing is The Diamond.
The diamond is a ship, my lads, and the nearest to reach is bound, and the kate is a garnished wee bonny lassies round. Captain Thompson gives the orders to sail the ocean wide, for the sun never sets, my lads, nor darkness dims the sky. And it's cheer up, my lads, let your hearts never fail, for the bonny ship, the diamond, goes fishing for the whale. Along the quay at Peterhead, all the lassies stand around, with their shawls all pulled around them, and sad tears running down. Well, then you weep, my bonny lass, though you'll be left to hen, for that ozil grow on Greenland's ice afore we change your mind. And it's cheer up, my lads, let your hearts never fail, for the bonny ship, the diamond, goes fishing for the whale. He's a health and a resolution, likewise your lies a swan. 3 cheers to the butt that omen throws, and the diamond ship will fame. Well, we're the trues, that is so the fight, and the jigget, so the blue. For when we get back to Peterhead, we'll hae sweethearts anew. And it's cheer up, my lads, let your hearts never fail, for the bonny ship, the diamond, goes fishing for the whale.
That's fantastic. Well, I thought I heard some clapping there, so if I'll just give some
Thank you.
So guys, thanks very much for joining us today. Good luck. Hopefully you win, or one of you two win.
Fight it out.
Of course, it's not about the winning, it's the taking part.
Yes. Sure.
But whatever happens, we're all going to have a great party on the 4th of December, and hopefully you're going to see us all on the telly on BBC Alba from 9 p.m. That's GMT. So that'll be great. So remember, go to scotstradmusicawards.com. Voting ends on Sunday the 14th at midnight. That's this Sunday, and the more votes the better, because the more people that see our wonderful music. It's great. And check out Hands Up for Trad social media. You can read all about the different nominees. So thanks again, and I'll see you later.